Good morning, my name is Kate Christensen, and today myself and Brodie O'Sullivan will be speaking to you about the ethical standard known as NOCLAR, or it's also known as responding to non-compliance with laws and regulations. So this is being defined by CPA Australia as any intentional or unintentional act of omission or commission committed by a client or employer which is contrary to prevailing laws or regulations. And this has been developed by the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants. So today, I will quickly run you through what has led to the development of NOCLAR and what it aims to achieve. Then Brodie will take you over and explain who the NOCLAR standard applies to and also give you some examples of when NOCLAR will apply. So, where did the need for the NOCLAR standard come from? Well, with a growing list of high-profile corporate collapses and scandals occurring in the last 20 years, including the likes of Enron, WorldCom, Lehman Brothers, and even closer to home, HIH and Dick Smith, the accounting and auditing profession has been accused by the public of hiding behind client confidentiality and failing to act in the public's best interest. Concerns have also been raised about auditors encountering NOCLAR issues and resigning from services rather than reporting these findings, and a lack of guidance materials to assist accountants and auditors to respond to these situations. The tarnishing of the accounting profession's reputation that has occurred as a result of these corporate collapses and ongoing concerns is an example of a breach of social contract. So that is to say that the profession has been operating outside of society's expectations, and that this reputational damage sustained is society holding them accountable for these actions. To help bolster the public's image of accountants and auditors, and also to increase the integrity and perceived value of the industry, responding to non-compliance with laws and regulation was developed, and is the first time that accountants have been able to set aside their duty of confidentiality and disclose NOCLAR issues. This need to maintain a social contract follows the positive accounting theory of organisational legitimacy. This argues that an organisation, or in this case a professional body, must appear to consider the values of society as a whole and not just its shareholders, or in this case its clients, in isolation. So one of the primary aims of the NOCLAR standard is to improve the ethical conduct of the accounting industry by increasing the reporting of NOCLAR and by ensuring that accountants and auditors are aware of their legal responsibilities to take actions on instances of NOCLAR, as well as providing clarification that it is not appropriate to ignore or to turn a blind eye to these issues. The standard also seeks to provide greater protection for stakeholders and the general public, and that's through the deterring potential of the standard in itself, lowering the rates of NOCLAR, combined with earlier intervention by management and public authorities when NOCLAR is detected, and that will then minimise the adverse impact on all parties. Finally, the standard aims to improve the accountancy industry's reputation by creating greater transparency and trust, as well as empowering professionals to take a stand against instances of NOCLAR. I'll now hand you over to Brodie to explain who this applies to, and she will also give you some examples of significant NOCLAR.
The NOCLAR standard applies to all professional accountants. However, the standard does provide different approaches and requirements for the auditors, other members in public practice, senior members in business including their directors, officers and senior employees, as well as other members in business. The standard also applies to and directly affects those in positions of management or on the board of directors, regulators, or other public authorities with whom professional accountants may raise NOCLAR matters. Now that we have covered who the standard applies to, I will now go into when NOCLAR is applied. The standard came into effect on the 15th of July 2017. However, due to legitimacy issues the accounting profession had been and continues to experience, as previously explained by Kate, early adoption was encouraged with the aim of enhancing the social contract between accountants and the general public. NOCLAR is applied when a breach of law or regulation is detected by professional accountants that may cause substantial harm or adverse consequences for the public and other users of financial information. These implications can be financial, for example, where the breach has a direct impact on the material amounts and disclosures of financial statements. Laws and regulations impacted or affected may also include banking, bribery, corruption, data protection, financial products and services, money laundering, securities markets and trading, tax and pension liabilities, and terrorist financing, as well as the non-financial implications of environmental protection and public health and safety. That brings us to the conclusion of today's presentation. Thank you for joining us to discuss the development and aims of NOCLAR. We hope that you have a greater understanding of this standard now, who it applies to, and some of the examples to take away of when this may apply.